Okay.
So,
So,
wow. And from there, a new path is created for me, a new destiny, if you will. Who's my brother, and helping each other, coaching each other.
no.
Yep.
Do you get to the dance floor?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Social Commerce. We are so privileged and I'm thrilled to have Felipe here with us tonight. He is a business owner, entrepreneur, and a social skills life coach. And he's pretty awesome at so many things he does. And I personally know because he's my friend and I worked with him closely as a mentor. And tonight he is here to answer our questions on Give It Up. So Give It Up is a questionnaire composed by my business partner and I to get to know people on a standardized level by asking everyone the same questions every week. And week one, we have Felipe. So welcome. How are you doing, Felipe?
Thanks so much, 𝗫𝗫. Thanks for having me here. I'm doing very, very well. It's great weather here in Colorado, and always nice to talk to you. I mean, we talk here and there, but we've known each other for almost 2 years. So I'm excited to catch up.
Me too.
Yeah.
Time goes by so fast, but yeah, so many changes, so many good things. So that leads us to our first question. What are you doing as a profession and why? What are you doing right now?
What am I doing right now? Well, I would say the closest way to describe it would be I am in the tourism industry working to provide guests an exceptional experience in the wine and yachting industry. So that's what I'm doing. That kind of came along from loving to host people, loving to connect people together, and giving them a good time. So that's what I'm doing now.
Yachts and wine. Sounds like a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So are you doing any coaching along with that, or are you focused now on the wine yacht thing, or how's it going?
Yeah, no, I've been doing coaching, I would say on and off for a number of years now. And right now I just have courses that I developed. I was coaching, in the past, I think year, 2 years. And I'm kind of shifting a little bit into building a really, really good team around this business. So that's where I found kind of where I'm plugging in my coaching skills and so forth. Yeah.
And the social skills.
yeah, absolutely. So it's about, this is all basically relationships. It's all about connecting with amazing vendors to provide these experiences, whether it's someone that wants to do a photography and wine class, or whether someone wants to do some sort of a painting and wine class, or someone has like here in Colorado, a double-decker bus and wants to throw champagne or wine parties on those things, like British buses. And
oh my gosh, wow.
So I am, in a way, helping, whether it's people that are really entrepreneurial and they're ready to go, or people that are doubtful and they're like, I don't know if this experience is going to work, or what can I do for my business in photography and in painting or whatever to make money and make it work. So in a way, I am coaching potential vendors, and also myself, keeping myself very centered, and building a great team with my partner, who's my brother, and helping each other, coaching each other. So in a way, I've shifted that coaching into this project.
So you're definitely, absolutely, you live in it still. So that is super awesome and so super fun. So definitely want to find out the contact info for that at the end of this.
Okay, sounds good.
Definitely. Okay, cool. All right. So what job or what profession would you never want to do, and why?
I would say it would probably be, I used to work the local government here, collecting home taxes at one point.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, and that was after traveling for a while, and I was like, oh, what do I do? coming back with a very strong resume after my travels.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was doing that, and not the funnest thing. So those sort of like stressful things that I've done in the past when I was younger, that was probably something I don't want to do again.
Okay, yeah, yeah. The party bus versus tax collection. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Very
A little
different.
bit of a contrast.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so next question. Do you like going to libraries and looking at real books?
Yeah, yeah. I actually miss it. I used to work at a library, and that's probably
Oh.
one of my. I've had a lot of jobs. That's probably, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That I
So
didn't know. You didn't share that with me.
yeah, yeah. I've had a lot of jobs, and I think that's one of the reasons I can shift from one thing to another, and not
Mhm.
make it a big deal for shifting between business concepts and things like that. But yeah, libraries. I used to work at a library for 2 years and absolutely loved it. The kind of people that come in, I think I like giving great service, and that's yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I love the library,
Amazing.
and definitely enjoy kind of being around books and that sort of thing.
Yes, I think so much is virtual. It's a bit of a dying art. So I'm always
Yeah,
happy to come across an actual book. It's
absolutely. Yeah.
tangible. So,
Yep.
okay, cool. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting question to ask you.
Okay.
What is the most daring thing you have done? Sounds like you've done a lot of things. What's the most daring thing?
we're keeping it clean, right?
If we have to. PG.
Yeah, yeah. I would say the most daring thing would be um, probably moving to South Korea um, right after college. I think it was more daring when I got there, realizing what I did, than before I took the decision. So not knowing the language, not knowing anyone, not even being able to read anything as I got to the city at night was kind of
Wow.
very scary. And committing to it for a year as an English
Mhm.
teacher at the time was very scary. But that's where I think a lot of yeah, I guess personality, professional expansion came through, like the events in South Korea.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Out of a
Yeah.
need, and out of to be frank, I mean, out of loneliness and not knowing anyone, the language and everything. That's it. Kind of pushed me to expand my comfort zone around that. But that was probably the most daring thing I've done.
Wow. So I know that story from working with you, but
Yeah,
for those who don't know, what are you talking about with events in South Korea? What do you mean?
yeah. So basically, at the time, 2010, 2011, I think, I had never hosted a party in my life, no personal parties or anything like that. And I had some friends that were doing that sort of thing around charity events, and I got some pointers on how to do it. And so I decided to do it in South Korea, of all places. And it started, as a very casual charity event. I think it was started. I think it was different orphanages around the area there, and it started with like 80 people, and it was all just, you know, it was just kind of telling myself that this was possible for me, that different things began to line up. And it started with an event where I was freaking out that no one was going to show up, an event of 80 people, and all the way to hosting my first masquerade party, which was about 700-800 people, three
Oh,
four
wow.
3 4 months 3 4 months into going into South Korea. And but it was just repetition about telling myself, I'm hosting the most incredible events with thousands of people, or it started with hundreds in my affirmations, and it just kind of went from there, and it never really stopped, and it transformed into events in Colorado, in Mexico, and eventually the tourism businesses and everything. So that's kind of how it started, really.
Oh, wow. That is incredible. That
Yeah.
is so powerful. Inspiring, definitely.
Thanks.
Okay, so what is something looking back you wish that you had said yes to?
Well, I think I think this COVID thing has made me realize a lot of different things in terms of relationships, in regards to the things that I shouldn't have said yes to, as well as the things that maybe would have given it more of a chance. So personally, in romantic relationships, I think there have been plenty of times where I could have settled down and I chose not to, for the whole thing of the grass might be greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And whether that's the right choice or not, who knows? But I think I think that's something that reflecting during these COVID times, that I just kind of have had more time and given myself more time to be single, and I mean really single, by choice, which is, I think it's, when we think about it, it's kind of rare to choose that, because it's kind of hard to be alone sometimes. So I think I think that would have been something that I might be curious to say yes to certain people that were in my life that in retrospect were very good people.
Interesting. Interesting to see what you'll say yes to going forward. So
exactly, yeah. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay, cool. And yeah, I totally get what you're saying. It takes a lot of being able to sit through the silence, right? Of being just on your own, no matter how good it feels. It's still a lot of silence sometimes. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. So what was the pivotal moment for you that was life-changing? Did you have one? And if you did, what would you say it was?
I would say there was two moments. Well, there were a lot of moments, but I think it depends. It depends on the I guess on the aspect of it. For me, the biggest moments were and the biggest influences that I've had in terms of events have been either in regards to my social life or in regards to my spiritual life. When it comes to my social life, I think for me, and even professional life, I was involved in a business competition in my university, and I actually won that. And similar to that, I was involved in obviously a lot of the events in South Korea. And so what thinking back, and I've always reflected on this, there's a point where you see yourself surrounded by people, and you're in a position that you never thought you would be. I'm not saying that this is necessarily happiness, but I do believe that it changes your self-image in terms of what's possible for you. Before, it was all telling yourself that you can do it and all this kind of thing, but then you find yourself almost in a third-person perspective, almost an out-of-body experience. And I've had similar experiences when it comes to spirituality, where through meditation and lucid dreaming and different things like that, I experienced kind of an out-of-body experience where I'm not myself, and I detach myself from my identity. And those, whether it's been in business, whether it's been socially, whether it's been spiritually, have been the biggest life-changing things, and in a way similar, because I'm detaching myself from who I thought I was.
Wow, that is so powerful.
And from there, a new path is created for me, a new destiny, if you will.
I get that. It's like anything is possible. That's amazing.
And it happens. I mean, it's a specific event that happens, but it happens through a series of actions and different things that you potentially take on your road to where you think you're going.
Wow, that is so aware. I love that.
Yeah, so I would say that.
Okay, amazing. I don't think a lot of people would say that, but that's such a cool answer. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What is something that you thought that you love and you ended up not liking it at all?
Well, I think it goes back to, I'm big into social skills, and I'm big into relationships and different things like that. And I wasn't a very popular person in high school, and even in college, you know, it wasn't necessarily popular. And so for the longest of time, it's not that I didn't love, you know, the leaps that I took in terms of the progress in my social skills, but I guess the reasons why I did it and the kind of people that I connected with, I realized that definitely being surrounded by people and being the host at a party is not necessarily the greatest thing ever, or what brings it specifically joy or love. Although if you're doing it from the right place, if you're trying to connect people and that sort of thing, and then you move on from there and live your life, that's good. But I realized that oftentimes after the events, I would feel a little empty. And I realized that the deeper connections really were the things that fulfilled me. And whether it's the friendships, the romantic relationships that were very, I guess, going deeper, as opposed to, you know, having many people around you really connecting at a deeper level, was what really brought me joy. Although the events, I think, created a lot of abundance in many different ways, it didn't bring what I thought would bring in terms of fulfillment.
That's so interesting. And I think, well, I mean, I think that goes along with what so many people project or convey, or think that when they arrive at a certain point, that's going to be the moment. But maybe the moment was always there somewhere all along.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that dynamic applies to different areas of your life, whether it's money, you know, it's how deep and passionate are you with that specific thing that you're doing for, you know, for abundance or whatever you're trying to create, or whether it's in different areas of your life. You know, I really think oftentimes we're just, you know, especially when we come from lack or scarcity, as I did socially, you tend to think that having a ton of it is what's the key to happiness.
Right. Oh, good answer. Okay. All right. So a little bit of lightening things up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
From the deep life review.
Yeah.
Are you the first person on the dance floor?
No. Sometimes, but no, actually, I'm not the first person. I think I can go to the dance floor on my own and just kind of do that. I'm okay with that. But the first person on the dance floor, no, not really.
No.
No. Yep.
Do you get to the dance floor?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could share only one thing about yourself, what would that be?
Wow. That's a very general question.
Open for interpretation, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. No, I would say that I'm a great friend. That would be probably what I want to share.
Amazing. And I can absolutely agree with that from our mentoring sessions, and the fact that we're still in contact now 2 years later. Definitely. I always feel like if I reach out to you and say, hey, you're just kind of like a Zoom call away.
Right. Exactly. No,
so that's awesome.
I would say that. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So what is your favorite word and why? And your least favorite word and why?
Wow. I would say favorite word would probably be fantastic. I don't know. That's something that just kind of stuck with me. And least favorite word. I don't know if I have a least favorite word. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fantastic it is. Okay. Amazing. Do you fight fair in an argument?
That's a tough question to answer, because You know, I would say yeah, but I mean, I might be lying to myself, you know, but I will say that maybe it's my sign or something, but I'm one of those people that keeps track of things that people do, good or
Oh,
bad.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you take notes. What
I'd
sign are
say
you? When's
I'd
your
say
birthday again?
it's April 20th, so I think I'm on the cusp.
Uh,
You're
the
like, oh, it's
cusp of
terrible.
Taurus and Aries or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm Taurus. I don't know if I make notes, but it must be an Aries thing.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like that's like for argument purposes. I do take notes. I guess unconsciously or something like that. I think I do that.
Okay.
I don't know. That's fair.
So forgiveness is not something we should expect.
You can expect it eventually.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Nice. You're really putting me on the spot.
That's a very honest answer, though. I like that.
I mean.
Okay, so who in history would you help or stop? Would you help someone, stop someone, and who would it be?
Wow. No, I think I've always been an admirer of Princess Diana. I mean, if I could help in whatever things that she was doing at the time, I think I would do that. Yeah.
I'm a big fan too, so totally get that.
Yeah, I would say her.
Okay. All right, sweet or sour candy or completely salty snacks?
I would say, oh my God, I can have all of them, but I would say let's go with sour candy.
Sour.
Yeah, and then a beer.
Interesting. I don't like sour candy, but it might improve with beer. My kids are all about the sour candy.
Yeah. No, I would say sour. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay. And what fictional place do you wish that you could visit?
Fictional place. Well, I'm thinking of space, but the closest thing I can think of is whatever that planet was in the Avatar movie. That seems very magical.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. All
nature,
the lush colors and the blues, and that is super cool. Love that answer.
I would say there, yeah.
The Avatar landscape. Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So any final words you want to leave us with? Anything else you'd like to toss out about Felipe?
I think that's about it. Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Thanks for all these questions.
Amazing. Well, thanks for the great answers, and I think I know you more. So
yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome.
All right. So if we want to connect with you about the cool stuff you're doing, the tours and the yachts and the party buses, how can we do that?
Yeah, I would just check out my Instagram profile on 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍winetours.com.
Okay.
Or not .com, but 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍winetours on Instagram. And yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna be updating on pretty much everything as we keep expanding and moving into to the new things through the wine tours. But yeah, that account will probably be the best way to keep up with everything.
Okay, amazing. Well, I will personally be checking it out to keep tabs on you.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
And thanks for being on Social Commerce tonight. Awesome to reconnect with you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Amber eyes, you're giving me buzz.